This is our camper, and we had a great view when we got there, but the winds were really, really strong. We had to cook inside. The mountains were amazing. It was similar to the Grand Canyon in many parts where it just kind of was flat and then dropped down low, but other parts were like just mountains that came up as well. We kept saying how it would have been amazing in the old days driving across the prairie, and then suddenly you come to this drop and you see this beautiful vista out in front of you. It was absolutely amazing, and the colors were gorgeous. Unfortunately, we had heavy rain for the entire time that we were there, which made it a little bit more difficult, but and it was pretty cold, but luckily we had our heater going. We didn't get as much hiking in as we would have liked due to the fact that we had such rainy weather, and a lot of the trails were closed for safety reason as well, and just a few minutes out in the rain and you would be soaked. But as you can see from the pictures, the colors, there's like reds and yellows and oranges and greens and tans and browns and blacks. I think the rain enhanced the color a little bit. It was about an hour driving from one end to the other of the Badlands. When we first came and it was just starting to rain, a lot of these little rivers that you see on the side weren't even there, and by the time 4 days had gone, they were heavily running rivers down the side of the road and down in between the hills and the mountains. When you see the different cars in the way, you can see the perspective. We saw coyotes. You can see the coyote in the distance running across the field. Really, really cute. Luckily, a group of mule deer just posed for us up on a hill, and we got some great photos of them before they took off. And the prairie dogs. The prairie dogs, that was one of Mike's favorite things to see. In the rain, they weren't as active, but when we saw them later on again on sunny days, they were far more active and running around. But there were hundreds of little prairie dog hills and holes all over. We kept calling these goats, but they're actually sheep, pronghorn sheep. Because it is spring, we were blessed enough to see a lot of babies, and we saw a lot of pronghorns with their young, as well as we saw bison with their young as well, which you probably saw in the previous videos. It's amazing how steep the mountains are, and they just, even from a baby age, just are able to stick to the side of that mountain like glue. Beautiful, beautiful trip.